Bro, let's be real for a second. Every guy has been in this situation. You're chilling, everything's good, you think your girl's into you, and then, boom, out of nowhere, she does something that makes zero sense. She ignores your text for hours, she suddenly acts cold, or she throws some random question at you like, "Would you still love me if I gained 50 pounds?" And you're sitting there thinking, what the hell is this about? Here's the truth, man. It's not random. Women test men, always. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. It's built into them. And these tests, they decide whether she sees you as the confident guy she can respect, or the weak guy she can play with. Think about it. Women don't walk up to you and say, "Hey, can you handle pressure? Are you secure? Will you break if life gets hard?" No, bro. That'd be too easy. Instead, they poke, they push, they mess with your emotions to see how you react. It's like their own survival mechanism. She's basically thinking, if I test him and he crumbles, how the hell is he going to protect me when life actually gets tough? And here's the part that stings. Most guys fail. Badly. I'll give you a real-life example. Let's say you're dating this girl, and you text her good morning. She doesn't reply. Not for an hour, not for two. You're checking your phone like a maniac. Finally, after 6 hours, she hits you back with a casual, "Hey." Now, in your head, you're pissed. You start typing a paragraph like, "Why didn't you answer? Are you mad? Did I do something?" Bro, congratulations, you just failed the test. Because here's what really happened. She didn't forget to answer. She didn't suddenly get that busy. She was waiting to see if you'd stay cool or if you'd lose your mind, waiting to see if you'd start chasing. And you did. You showed her you need her attention, you can't relax without her reply, and that your emotions are in her hands. That's a fail, my guy. Another example, you're out at a party, chilling with your girl. Suddenly she starts talking to another dude, maybe the bartender or some random guy you've never seen. She laughs a little too loud, touches his arm for no reason. Your blood pressure goes through the roof. You storm over, grab her hand, pull her aside and start arguing. Guess what? Fail. She wasn't trying to run away with the bartender. She was testing you, testing if you'd keep your frame or if you'd lose it like an insecure boy. And here's the crazy part, bro. Most of the time she doesn't even realize she's testing you. It's not like she wakes up and says, "Let me ruin his day with a test." Nah, it's deeper than that. It's psychology. It's biology. Women are wired to constantly filter out weak men from strong men. They want to know if you can handle stress, if you can keep calm, if you're truly the man you claim to be. That's why you'll see even the most loyal girlfriend pull some of these moves. She'll act distant, she'll throw little attitude, she'll create mini dramas out of nowhere, and if you don't understand what's happening, you'll think she's just being mean or toxic. But the truth is, she's testing your frame. Now here's the key. Failing these tests doesn't just make you look weak in the moment, it destroys attraction over time. Slowly but surely she starts losing respect for you. She stops seeing you as the strong man she can depend on, and she starts seeing you as the guy she can control. That's why so many dudes end up in relationships where the girl calls all the shots, and they're just following along, begging for crumbs of affection. And I know what you're thinking, but bro, why can't women just stop with the games? Why can't they just be straightforward? Because that's not how it works. A lioness doesn't ask you if you can fight. She scratches you, she bites, she provokes. Same thing here. Women don't ask, they test. The problem is, most guys don't even know the game is happening. They're walking blind into situations they can't read, and every time they react wrong, their girl loses a little more attraction, until one day she's done, and you're sitting there wondering what the hell happened. Bro, let me put it straight. If you don't learn how to recognize these tests, you will fail them all, and every failure pushes her further away. And here's where things get even more wild, man. Because once you actually start noticing the patterns, you realize women test men in ways that almost feel like mind games. But it's not mind games in the way you think, it's survival instinct. And if you don't catch on, you're basically handing over your power without even realizing it. Let me break it down with some real-life examples, bro, so it sticks with you. The first type of test you're going to run into is what I call the silence test. Picture this. You text her, she leaves you on read, or she suddenly goes quiet for hours or even days. Now, a lot of dudes panic instantly. They're like, "Yo, did I say something wrong? Did she lose interest? Did she meet another guy?" And then they blow up her phone, sending double texts, triple texts, essays explaining themselves like they're in court. That's a straight-up fail. Because what she's really watching for is whether you can stay calm under pressure. Can you live your life without chasing her attention every second? Or are you so desperate that her silence drives you insane? A man who understands the game won't fold. He keeps living his life busy, focused, and when he finally does reply, it's casual, smooth, no desperation. That's how you pass, bro. Then there's the jealousy test. This one happens everywhere, but you'll see it a lot at bars, clubs, or even at the gym. You're standing there and some random dude walks up. Maybe he's talking to her a little too long, or she starts laughing at his jokes. Now your blood starts boiling, right? Most guys either throw a tantrum or confront the guy, looking insecure as hell. But here's the trick, she wasn't looking to run away with that dude. She was checking your vibe. Do you stay grounded, calm, collected, like a man who knows his worth? Or do you melt down like a high school kid who just lost his crush? The man who passes this test knows he doesn't need to prove himself. He trusts his presence. He knows she can flirt with the whole damn room, but at the end of the night, she's going home with him. That confidence, that's attractive as hell. Another brutal one is the attitude test. Bro, this is when she starts picking fights over nothing. Maybe you forgot to like her post on Instagram. Maybe you were 5 minutes late. Or maybe she just woke up in a mood and starts snapping at you. And here's where most men lose it. They either apologize too much and beg for forgiveness, or they get angry and fight back like children. Both are failures. What she really wants to see is whether you can handle her storm without becoming the storm yourself. Can you stay solid, relaxed, and not take her mood personally? Can you laugh it off, or stay calm without feeding into the drama? That's passing the test, bro. Because women don't respect men who crumble under a little attitude. They respect men who can take the hit and stay standing strong. And let's not forget the loyalty test. This one is sneaky. Sometimes she'll throw out bait like, if another girl hit on you, would you tell me? Or would you ever cheat on me? Or she'll even set up fake scenarios like her friend trying to flirt with you when she's around. Now if you overshare, beg her to trust you, or act guilty when you've done nothing, you just failed. Passing the test means staying grounded in your integrity. You don't need to over-explain. You don't need to put on a halo. You stay firm, direct like, I know who I am, I know how I move, I don't need to convince you. That level of confidence is what separates men from boys. But let me tell you the biggest and most dangerous test of all, the indifference test. This one comes later in relationships, bro. It's when she starts pulling away, acting cold, like she doesn't care anymore. And this test destroys 90% of guys because they think love is dying, so they start overcompensating, buying gifts, begging for affection, texting her non-stop, doing everything they can to win her back. And what happens? She loses even more respect, because deep down she wasn't pulling away to end things. She was pulling away to see if you could handle distance, to see if you could still stand tall even when she wasn't giving you validation every second. The guy who passes this test doesn't chase, he doesn't crumble. He stays focused on his purpose, his mission, his grind. He shows her with his actions, not his words, that he's good with or without her. And ironically, that's what makes her come back even stronger. See, bro, every single one of these tests has one thing in common. They're all about frame. Your frame is your mindset, your energy, your reality. If you hold your frame, women respect you, desire you, and stay hooked. If you lose your frame, they control you, manipulate you, and eventually replace you. It's that simple. Now, I'm not saying women are evil masterminds out here plotting your downfall. That's not it. Most of the time, they don't even consciously realize they're testing you. It's wired into their psychology, their biology, the same way men are wired to chase success, competition, and dominance. A woman wants to know if the man she's with can actually protect her, lead her, and stay solid when life gets rough. And the only way to know that, to test him. So if you're failing these tests, don't hate her, don't get bitter, don't go on some rant about how all women are toxic. Nah, man. Take it as feedback. Take it as the universe showing you where you need to level up, because the guy who passes these tests becomes untouchable. He's not swayed by moods, by silence, by jealousy games, or by little dramas. He's steady, confident, unshakable, and that's the guy women chase, respect, and fight to keep. Let me hit you with something heavy before we move on. Imagine two dudes. One guy, every time his girl gives him attitude, he folds, apologizes, and begs for her love. Every time she pulls away, he chases. Every time she talks to another guy, he loses his mind. That man will spend his life being controlled, disrespected, and eventually abandoned. The other guy, every time she tests him, he sees it for what it is. He stays cool, calm, collected. He doesn't explain himself, doesn't panic, doesn't fold. That man, he becomes irresistible, because in her eyes, he's proven himself over and over again. So here's the point, bro. Stop seeing these tests as problems and start seeing them as opportunities. Opportunities to show you're the man you claim to be. Opportunities to stand tall when other guys collapse. Opportunities to separate yourself from the weak and step into your real power. Because once you start passing these tests consistently, the whole dynamic changes. She respects you, she desires you, and she never looks at you the same again. All right, man. Let's keep it real here. Knowing the tests is one thing, but passing them is where the real game is. Because every dude can nod along and say, "Yeah, bro, I get it." But when she actually pulls back or throws shade or flirts with another guy in front of you, most men fold like a cheap chair. So how do you actually respond without looking pressed, bitter, or insecure? Let me break it down like we're chopping game on the spot. Let's start with the silence test. You text her, she goes quiet for hours. Most dudes start sweating bullets like, "Bro, she's gone, she found another man, relax." Don't be that guy. You know what a solid move is? Don't even acknowledge the silence. You keep doing your thing. If she hits you up 2 days later like, "Hey stranger," you don't clap back with anger or desperation. You hit her with something light, something that shows you didn't skip a beat. Like, "Well, look who decided to come back from the dead." Say it with a smile, not bitterness. That right there communicates, "Yeah, I noticed, but I'm unbothered." And the key word here is unbothered. Women feel that energy through the phone, bro. It's not about the words, it's about the vibe behind them. Now for the jealousy test. Let's say you're at a bar in New York or London, and some dude is chatting her up. Most men tense up instantly like they've been challenged. But here's what works. You don't play into it. You stand tall, you sip your drink, you chat with your boys or even the bartender like nothing's wrong. And when she comes back to you, instead of grilling her, you keep it light. Something like, "Did your new friend get you a drink at least?" with a smirk. That one line flips the script, bro. You didn't collapse, you didn't fight, you didn't grovel, you stayed cool. That's what women notice. Now let's talk about the attitude test. She's mad because you showed up 10 minutes late. Or maybe she throws a jab like, "You never pay attention to me." Here's where most guys panic, apologizing like they just committed a crime. Instead, you flip it with humor and calm. She says you're always late, and you go, "Yeah, fashionably late. You're welcome," delivered with a grin. Now don't get it twisted, I'm not saying ignore her feelings forever, but in the moment, if you take it too seriously, you lose frame. Keep it playful, show you're not rattled, and later if it's serious, you can talk like an adult, but never fold in the moment. Then we've got the loyalty test. Maybe she asks, "Would you ever cheat on me?" Or her friend tries to flirt with you when she's around. Here's what you don't do. Give some long dramatic speech like you're on trial. Women sniff out insecurity, like dogs smell fear. Instead, you keep it short, confident, with zero over-explaining. She says, "Would you ever cheat?" You smirk and go, "That's not how I move." Boom, done. No 10-minute speech, just calm certainty. That one sentence shows more strength than a whole monologue. But bro, the toughest one is the indifference test. She starts acting cold like she doesn't care anymore. Most guys freak out and start throwing everything at her. Gifts, texts, begging for attention. That's the fast track to her losing even more interest. Here's what you do instead. You lean back even harder. You double down on your grind, your hobbies, your boys. You stop chasing her energy and start feeding yourself. And when she notices, because she will notice, she comes back around. That's when you keep it calm. She goes, "You've been distant lately." You respond with, "I've been focused." Period. That's masculine energy right there. Focused, steady, not begging. Let me give you a real scenario. Imagine a girl you're dating starts picking fights out of nowhere. She's like, "Why didn't you comment on my Instagram post?" Most guys would be like, "Oh babe, I'm sorry, I'll do better, I just forgot." Fail. The stronger move, look at her, grin and say, "I didn't know I had a homework assignment." Boom. Playful but firm. You're not being disrespectful, but you're not being controlled either. Women respect that. They may pout in the moment, but trust me, they remember. Here's another. You're out with your girl, and some dude keeps looking her way. She tries to bait you, like, "That guy keeps staring at me." Weak men start huffing and puffing, ready to fight a stranger. Strong men shrug and go, "Of course he is. He's got good taste." That line right there, that's confidence. You flip the test into a compliment for yourself. She laughs, the tension disappears, and you passed without breaking a sweat. At the end of the day, bro, it's all about frame. And frame is not just a buzzword, it's how you carry yourself. It's how you respond under pressure. It's whether you need her validation or not. And here's the hard truth. Women will always test men, whether they're 18 or 48, whether you just met or you've been married 10 years. You can't avoid it. You can only decide whether you're going to crumble or rise up. So if you're listening to this and realizing, "Damn, I've failed every test she ever gave me," don't trip. It's not the end. Every man fails at some point. The key is learning, adapting, leveling up. Start small. The next time she goes quiet, don't chase. The next time she throws shade, don't fold. The next time she tries to spark jealousy, stand tall, one pass at a time, and suddenly she sees you differently. She respects you, she trusts your energy, and she knows you're not like the other dudes she can control. And here's the final gem, man. Don't pass the tests for her. Pass them for you. Because the man who doesn't fold isn't just more attractive to women. He's stronger in life. He handles stress better. He doesn't get shaken by nonsense. He's focused on his mission. And when you move through life like that, women aren't the only ones who notice. Everybody respects you. Here's the part nobody tells you, man. Passing these tests isn't just about women. Yeah, that's how you probably came in, wanting to know how to deal with your girl, how to stop messing up, how to make her respect you. But what you're really doing is rewiring yourself as a man. Because the same qualities that make you pass a woman's tests, they're the same qualities life is going to demand from you every damn day. Think about it, bro. Women test you with silence, attitude, jealousy, indifference. Life tests you with stress, setbacks, rejection, failures. And if you can't hold your frame with a girl ignoring your text, how are you going to hold your frame when your boss fires you? Or when your business deal falls apart? Or when life hits you with something way heavier than some girl acting cold? Passing these tests trains you for the real game, life itself. Let me tell you something heavy, bro. Women don't fall for the guy with the best looks, the most money, or the smoothest lines. Those help, sure. But at the core, they fall for the man who doesn't fold. The man who stays calm when the world gets messy. The man who doesn't let his emotions control him. The man who could walk away if he needs to. That energy is rare, and that's why it's so damn attractive. You ever see a dude who isn't even that good looking, doesn't even drive a nice car, but women cling to him like crazy? You wonder, what's his secret? His secret is simple. He doesn't break under pressure. He's steady. He's solid. Women feel safe around that. And at the same time, they're drawn to it like a magnet. Because deep down, every woman is wired to seek out a man she can trust to stay strong when things get hard. But here's the brutal truth, man. Most guys never get it. They spend their whole lives chasing validation, chasing attention, folding under every little test. They become the nice guy who thinks pleasing her will earn her love, or the insecure guy who tries to control her every move. And what happens? She loses respect. She pulls away. She finds someone else who passes the tests he kept failing. That's why you see so many dudes shocked when their relationship ends. They say, I gave her everything. I did everything she wanted. And that's exactly the problem. He gave up his frame. He gave up his power. He thought love meant submission. But attraction doesn't work like that, bro. Respect doesn't work like that. Here's the shift you gotta make. Stop seeing yourself as the one being judged, and start seeing yourself as the one setting the standard. You're not here to win her approval. You're here to live by your code. If she tests you and you stay strong, cool. If she tests you and you fold, that's on you. But either way, your job is to sharpen yourself until you become the kind of man who doesn't get shaken. And let me make this clear. It's not about being cold, heartless, or a jerk. Passing these tests isn't about never showing emotion. It's about controlling your emotion. There's a huge difference. You can care, you can love, you can feel, but you don't let those feelings run wild and make you weak. That's the balance, bro. Now picture this. Imagine you start applying this tomorrow. Your girl ignores your text. You don't trip. She comes at you with attitude. You stay calm, maybe even laugh. She tries to make you jealous. You shrug it off, knowing your value doesn't depend on her approval. What do you think happens? She starts looking at you different. She starts respecting you more. She starts craving your presence because you're not like every other dude she's tested. You're different. You're solid. And trust me, women talk. When a woman feels she can't control you, she tells her friends, and that makes her even more hooked, because deep down she knows she's got a rare one. But beyond women, bro, imagine how different your whole life feels when you live this way. You walk into work with confidence because you're not seeking anyone's approval. You handle stress without falling apart. You take rejection without letting it crush you. You stand firm in who you are, no matter what storm comes your way. That's when you stop being just another guy, and you start being a man people remember. Let me be real with you, man. This is not easy. You're gonna slip. You're gonna fail tests. You're gonna feel the urge to chase, to fold, to apologize when you didn't even do anything wrong. But every time you resist, every time you hold your frame, every time you pass, you level up, you get stronger, and sooner or later, passing becomes your default. And when that happens, game over. You don't even think about tests anymore. You just live in your power. Women feel it, men respect it, and you carry yourself like the man you were always meant to be. So here's my challenge for you, bro. The next time it happens, because it will happen, don't fold, don't chase, don't explain yourself. Smile, breathe, stay calm, and hold your frame. That one decision will do more for your love life, your confidence, and your future than 1,000 motivational speeches, because at the end of the day, women will always test men. But the men who pass, they don't just keep the girl, they keep their power. They keep their respect, they keep their edge, and once you start living like that, there's no going back. You'll never see relationships or yourself the same way again.